Hi, Attorney Joe Giamanco with Giamanco Law Partners, a Bolingbrook and New Lenox based law firm. Welcome back to our vlog series on the construction of what will be our new office here in Bolingbrook. Today is Saturday, July 20th, and over the past couple weeks we've had lots and lots of more work done in the project. It may be a little hard to see some of it by comparison to the last time. Once you start seeing drywall go up and paint and flooring, all those things, it'll start going super fast. But the reality is the infrastructure of the building is being built. And before we started this project, this was just basically 4 walls with nothing inside of it. So there's a lot to be done. But there's been a lot of progress, and that's the fantastic news. This project is moving along. In fairness, I did find out that there's a very strong possibility we may not hit our target deadline of August 1st. May not. I'm still pushing the contractor and hoping that we can get everything done in time. But the reality is with construction, sometimes there are delays, and we may have to push that date back a little bit. It's fine if it does happen. I'm hoping that it won't, but we'll deal with it if it in fact does happen. So let's talk about some updates. What has happened over the past couple weeks? Well, over in this area, and I'll show you in just a couple minutes, we've had the roughed-in plumbing completed. Last time, I think on the last video, you could see that the pipes were up from the ground, but it hadn't been cemented in. Those have been closed in, so the pipes are there. You can start to see where the bathroom's gonna go, so that's fantastic. We have had more electrical work done in terms of having the conduit run to different, the pipes run to different parts of the building. There's a lot of electrical that has to be run. So that's been done. In the past couple of days, we got, I believe it's 28 new windows. Substantial number of new windows. The windows in this place before, a lot of the seals had broken between the 2 panes of glass, so they were allowing moisture to accumulate inside, which of course would cause the rot of the windows. And it just started to look terrible, so it needed to be done. It doesn't add any value to the building, but it was something that needed to happen. So that's been done. It only took them a couple days to get all the windows replaced that need to be replaced. And I think it's probably 75% of the windows, or at least 50% of the windows have been replaced. So that's great. We also got some good news from Comcast. Maybe they saw the last video where I think I badmouthed them a little bit, but or maybe it was the video before that. But we have internet service. It's been done. I'm not sure why there was a deadline of almost, I think it was July 25th originally, why they'd set that deadline and how they were able to get it done faster, but I don't care, it got done. So the internet cable was run to the building, and this past Tuesday morning I was here and Comcast took to the internet. So we have internet. We're not using it right now, but we have it, and it's obviously critical because a lot of our office runs off of the ability to have access to the internet. So it's done. So one less headache to worry about. Still don't have gas service from NICOR. Still don't have a deadline as far as when that's gonna happen. Again, I followed up with the same person who's in charge of construction, and I asked for a hard deadline and they won't give me one. They've told me that they're working on permitting, but that's also what they told me a couple weeks ago. So far, NICOR has continued to be a real pain. The good news is that we are in almost at the start of summer, and it is currently 84 degrees outside, so we don't really need gas service for summer months. So it'll be fine. And I suspect it'll be installed before we're actually in the building. So it probably won't be a problem. So that's all good. What else? I did make a change to one of the walls, a couple of walls, specifically in our storage area. I'll show you that too in a moment. It occurred to me as I was looking at the space that we were gonna have a real problem because it was probably, I would say, a third of the space that we have for storage now. And while we're trying to go as paperless as possible and rely heavily upon cloud-based storage for files and so forth, we do still have physical files. As litigation attorneys, we're going to. So it occurred to me that we need to push a wall back, and since we don't have the space on the other side rented out on a permanent basis, it was no big deal. We were able to do that. Our contractor was very accommodating. In fact, did it the next day. So that was great. I think that those are the big things. So let me take you on a quick tour around. I'll show you a couple of different things that have happened. Okay, so this is what will be the entrance to our storage room. This will be the reception area and the vestibule entrance. On the other side of this door is where our main storage unit will be. And prior to the change, the wall for the storage ended right here. Now, originally it was gonna be a little bit bigger. It was gonna go along this area to up here, but we had to make a change with our janitor's closet, which is this area over here, so that we could accommodate everything that needs to go into it. And that was really only a relatively small piece of property that was taken there. But as I looked at the entire space, I realized it wasn't going to be enough. So we had the wall extended. We removed the joists that were put here, and the studs, I should say, and those were pushed back. So it comes all the way back to here now. And it doesn't go all the way to the wall for a specific reason. There's electrical over here, switches and so forth that are going to be needed for the space next door. But what we now have is a substantially larger storage space, which will be helpful. Okay, and here we have the entrance to the janitor's closets. Not very luxurious, but it will be necessary. You can see some of the pipes are up, and the basin there is there as well. On the other side, we have the entrance to one of the restrooms, and you can start to see that it's coming together. So the concrete work has been done, drain lines installed there, and you can see some of the pipes that will be behind the wall soon enough. All necessary stuff. There's even exhaust pipes up there. And the other side, the other bathroom looks pretty much the same. You get a sense as to what's going on. One change we did get, apparently, verbal approval on, and my architect is making a couple changes. This is where another exit is going to be. We're going to have one so that the rental side has a second means of ingress and egress. So an emergency exit. Basically, there's going to be a hole cut in that wall so that there's a door there. Originally, the plan was going to be to exit out there, and then there were going to be some steps down and a drainage pad, and frankly, it was going to be very expensive to do it the way that was originally drawn. So my general contractor worked with the village, came up with an alternative plan where there are going to be some steps, and there'll be a concrete pad outside instead of having to have drainage outside. So it should work well. And that should also mean that in terms of ice accumulation and so forth, I don't think it'll be as big of a deal since there won't be a drain there. It'll just be a matter of sweeping it off and so forth. So another change there. Some of the other things that have been changed, you can see this silver colored vent duct that's been put in here. There's two of them. One is for exhaust, one is for the heat and air to go in. I'm sure they have different trade names for that. Anyway, they go into our conference room, and there's a few others that are being installed as well here and there to make sure that there's proper circulation within the building. Other odds and ends. There's some wood being placed here and there so that we can have TVs mounted according to what the plan is. And those are the big things. There's all sorts of other things here, actually, now that I'm looking. For instance, that junction box, and this one, and that one, and those are all, I believe, going to be for the lights that are going to be hung from the ceiling. So, and there's some, you can see some more in this office, over here, and over here. There's a whole bunch of them. I think the plan calls for 33, 35, something like that. So they're dispersed amongst the building. So lots and lots of little things. This area will be our kitchen. You can see the plumbing is ready to go over here for the kitchen area. And then one other thing I'll show you. Our time-lapse camera, I had to move it. Originally, it was located over by where the new door is going to be, but because of the framing that had gone up, it was pretty well blocked. So we did download the first bit of video, and it is pretty cool. It's about 35 seconds long, but I'm going to hold on releasing that until we have all of it, or maybe more of it, I don't know. but we're gonna get some additional video added to it, and then we'll put it all together, and it'll be kind of fun to watch, I think. So those are the major updates. There's been quite a few things going on. I'm sure our general contractor could give you a long list of the other things that have been accomplished the past couple weeks, but to my layman eye, those are the things I can pick out that at least I think are interesting. In the next couple of weeks, there are several other things that are supposed to happen. I'm going to be doing a walkthrough next week with the general contractor to talk about any other kinds of last minute changes, additions, or things that we want to do before the walls are closed up, because obviously once that happens, it's going to be a lot more difficult. We did also hire a contractor Thursday, in order to do a new security camera system. While we have one in our current office, we decided to upgrade. And part of that is because some of the other parts of the project have been below budget. Thank you again to our roofing contractor, who did a spectacular job, Olson Roofing. If you need a commercial roofer, I got the guy for you, my brother-in-law, Brian Vladovich, and they do a spectacular job and really efficient, and didn't waste money. So I love that. Other than that, the monument sign is going to be worked on. The parking lot is going to be worked on as well. The low voltage cable should be run, I believe, about a week from now. And the project's coming together. So a little bit more time and you'll see some more finished product. Thanks for joining us, and be safe out there.